All right, welcome back to We Are the Fall. And today we are going on a little side journey. And it's also a side journey for Mark because he is going to be delving into a bunch of little side projects throughout the 1990s. And we thought we would cover, 90 to 99 in this one and see where what we get out of it. But Steve, isn't it always interesting, as we know, to see how varied Mark's interests are outside of the fall, but then also how, let's just say, particular he is about not allowing fall members to do any of these kind of fun things that he's doing himself.
Yeah, I mean, his music preferences are not, they don't ever sound like rock
No,
music. Like, I mean, it's all
no.
no. But yeah,
Well,
he gets to get the free beer and gets invited on stage and he has a good time and
noted,
gets his
eh?
dance going.
Noted. Yeah, it gets his groove on in different formats. What this actually reminds me of though is, did you see that clip of him getting interrogated by the comedic police in his apartment where they're checking his record collection
Oh
and
yeah.
and he's got his records and it's Adam Buxton and I think Joe Cornish, British comedians, and they're interrogating him about his record collection and and it's so funny because he's got like, some things that you would be like, "Okay, he'd be into that," but then some things he's got, like, electronic music, and then you're like, "Of course," like, knowing what we know now, he likes that, but then he's got, like, I think he had, like, Beethoven, like, he had, like, a Beethoven record in there. Of course, he had a truck driving record, which is on point. Then he had, like, a 7-inch of, like, some sort of weird, obscure kind of, I don't know, just weird stuff, and you're just like, "Man, he literally you could not pin him down." If he went into a record store and you had to bet on which section he would go to first, I mean, good luck. I don't think anyone would nail it. He's
No.
probably going to the cheapest, you know?
Yeah.
Those records look beat up. They looked well loved, but even he pulled one out and the sleeve was just deteriorated and it wasn't holding the record at all, and he's like, "Put it on, put it on, put it on." He's just yelling at him. Yeah, just what you want from a DJ, Marky Smith. Um,
I would love a Marky Smith DJ set.
mhm,
Um,
mhm. Maybe
it,
not on the tour bus every night,
No, and not only his songs in demand. Like, yeah, he doesn't get the aux cord
only
every time.
yeah,
You can't hand him the aux cord, you know. But
yeah,
so,
it did seem like he liked that repetition of playing his favorite song over and over and over and over and over again, and even the bandmates were like, "Man," like, sometimes he did have a good song, like, that he liked, that we liked too, but then after a while, he kind of ruined it, like, because he's just,
yeah,
like, over and over again. He just had no he's never satiated,
yeah.
which totally makes sense.
My boss is like that, where he gets a good joke in for the day, and everyone's cracking up,
Oh, man.
and he cannot let it go.
Oh, it keeps going?
He
Dig a hole
plays
for
it
it?
all day long. That joke rolls, and you're just like, oh god, it was good like the first two times, man. Like you're
Oh,
losing
man.
us.
I remember oh, so you remember this too, Steve, in college. I had a roommate named Ray who would listen to maybe like his 2 to 3 most favorite new songs over and over and over again. And I think actually I was burdened with this with multiple roommates that my first college roommate that I didn't choose either would always listen to the same Modest Mouse song that was, like, the one that was on MTV, like, the first music video they had, and I was like, "Jesus Christ, like, give me a fucking break," and he's like, "It's good, though," and I was like, I don't know if it is good or not anymore because I think it's totally, like, dulled my senses, like, it was totally
Yeah, oh yeah,
my brain turned off when I heard the first chords of any of that song. Oh, man. Oh,
yeah. It, Getting into this for the podcast is has reawakened a little bit of me where I can listen to the songs over and over again. But like I'm just like new music. Give me new, like I want a new song. I don't really know, even if I'm not sure what it's gonna be like. Like new
Yeah,
music is like great.
yeah. I
I
like a
want.
radio DJ putting something together for me, you know?
Hmm.
A,
Yeah,
a little journey to go on. And luckily for the fall, it's like you get a variation from track to track, so you're never really stuck in a hole of all the same production style, right? That's what kind of gets me too. Like everything sounds the same production wise. And today we're going into a hole of all sorts of producers, all sorts of bands, and we're going to see what Mark is doing on the side of the fall and having some fun with it. And the first track, I kind of think segues right into this. It is Repetition from the group, or I should say the producer, Tackhead, which is Adrian Sherwood, which sounds like a familiar name. Is it, Steve?
yeah. So yeah, he was the producer on Slates, and then
He
on
worked on Slates. Yeah.
yeah, so producer on some of the song on Slates, 1981. And then 9 years later, he shows back up and does like four tracks, produces four tracks on Extricate. So I
That is
don't know
wild. Yeah.
what happened. Obviously, they got reintroduced because this is 1990, right when Extricate is being made. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he was working with both of them at the same time and said, "Hey, Mark, come on over, and we got something good for you."
It's very intriguing because they remained in touch, I guess, or they reconnected, and then they just have come together again in 1990. And he's like, "Hey, actually, this is 1990, so like they're working on Extricate." He's probably like, "Mark, maybe let's work on this on the side." It's a song called Repetition, and this is a B side to a single called Dangerous Sex. And let's just listen to Mark's contribution to Attack Head track right here from 1990.
Repetition, 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 repetition on the dance floor. Repetition makes you want more. Repetition, 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 repetition. We love our reputation for continual repetition. Repetition, 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 repetition. Repetition, repetition. Repetition, repetition. Repetition, 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 repetition. Repetition frees your mind. Repetition in another time. Repetition, 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 repetition. Repetition in our music, and we're always gonna use it. Repetition, 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 repetition. Repeat it, repeat it. Repetition, 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 repetition. Sometimes I stop to start over again.
Comprehension, repetition in China, divisions in twos, divisions all over, hit it?
Keep moving to your own repetition. Keep moving to your own repetition. Repetition, 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 repetition. Repetition, repetition. Repetition, repetition. Repetition, 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 repetition. Everybody moves to their own repetition. Repetition in our music, and we're always gonna use it. The whole world moves to its own repetition.
Now, Steve, that doesn't sound like Steve Hanley playing the bass, but wouldn't it have been cool if they sampled a little Steve Hanley bass on this track?
Yeah, I mean, invited him to have some fun, but that's not Mark's not
That
going to allow it for that.
that's against the rules, so that's not good. But overall, what do you like? You like that one?
Yeah, no, but yeah, it was cool. Hear Mark's voice. I mean, it's so all these tracks. Like anytime Mark comes on, you're like, oh, Mark, here you
Yeah.
are. Like it's so distinctive. It's so fun
Yep.
to hear him get in. Yeah, I mean, this Adrian Sherwood, I mean, he's still producing stuff. He did some remixes for Cold Cut, a bunch of people, Sinead O'Connor, Nine Inch Nails. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a dub guy mostly, but he's got some solo stuff. There's an American rock band that he worked with in 2022, and he did
Oh,
a
really?
track by track dub reworking of it. What band do you think that it could have been?
2022. The Strokes?
Spoon.
Spoon.
Spoon, yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I would
So
like to hear that. Yeah, that's
Lucifer on the Sofa.
Oh, he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good EP that they put out. This a Spoon that was like extra tracks and reworks of the tracks. Okay, so that I am familiar with that. That it's good. That's really good. Yeah, I like that. I highly recommend that one over this one. I think that this track would be really great if it was just Mark on there with that kind of interesting instrumental backing track. It would have been a
Sure.
lot it would have been a lot more palatable just from my
Yeah,
own
or even Mark
taste.
Mark in the front and the repetition guy in the back, maybe.
Yeah, that is a lot of repetition, guy, Adrian. Okay, now let's move a couple years ahead and let's go into 1994, and we have one of probably, I'm gonna say, the most well-known Mark kind of cameos, if not the main cameo, because this was the one and only time that Mark was able to be on Top of the Pops, and he was on there with the In Spiral Carpets and playing the song called I Want You. And of course, there's a music video that is, well, the Top of the Pops appearance, but I think everyone that's a real fall head has heard this one, but let's just listen to some of this because why not?
There are already illness rumors circulating around. I think you should remember whose side you are on.
What, like, you think he's got the lyrics out for a show, or do you think he's actually using them?
Oh, I think he like totally forgot what he did on the performance. So,
Yeah.
but it's funny. It's so funny because this is the music video we're getting into, and he doesn't have to really perform it. It's lip synced, right? It's a music video, and he's still got the pages. It makes him look really cool, honestly. It makes him look like it's so flippant. He doesn't really care about the song. He barely does, he's reading the pages as the band's performing around him. It's really cool. Look.
Of course, receiver. I'm the British Scammer. 1, 2, 3, 9, 5.
This is also a good, I think, vocal duet with a guy who's singing and then a Mark who's delivering lyrics in his unique way. But then they come together with the I Want You.
Yeah, and he's
works.
actually, like most of his covers, he's actually singing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right down, son.
Yeah, it's good.
Really
Really.
weird, son. So what did you look like that, son? I want you. I want you back. The Dutch East India Company and the USA of A think they can fool.
I think this could have been a good fall cover. This is one of the rockiest ones. Like they could have easily done a reverse.
I would like that. I think also the band is getting off on that and trying to do
Sure.
a fall style because they're obviously influenced by the fall. Even just watching the music video for the Mark facial expressions. It's totally worth it. Yeah. Well, that's in Spiral Carpets, 1994. Mark usually likes to have two microphones at his. He is gracious enough to pass that off, even when it's him playing with a band. We might actually have another little connection to the Inspiral Carpets later on in the set. But let's move forward 1 year and let's go to 1995 and get into something that is, I guess, categorized as folk, jazz, tinged post punk. This is Long Fin Killy and a song called Heads of Dead Surfers. Have you heard this one before?
Yes.
I don't know if I have, so let's give it a listen and see how it goes.
A midlife Adonis, a godlike 40-year-old. Clear skin, clear hair, clear smile, dead style. Designer beach clothes, a little bit of a punch. It's Beach Boy Achilles, a former leading light of radio. Branding some tan lotion makes a bold declaration. We drove the moors back into the sea and now we ride their waves. We drove the moors back into the sea and now we ride their waves. We drove the moors back into the sea and now we ride their waves. We drove the moors back into the sea and now we ride their waves.
And he muttered something about the positive vibe of the sea and being at one with the waves.
Imaginary miracles, imaginary miracles, imaginary miracles, imaginary miracles. He said,
Let's get a Big Mac, chill out to Happy Says, check out the chicks on the beach and chill out, and chill out, and chill
we
out.
all crawled out of the sea anyway, didn't we? We all crawled out of the sea anyway, didn't we? We all crawled out of the sea anyway, didn't we? We all crawled out of the sea anyway, didn't we? We drove the rest back into the sea and now we ride that way. We drove the rest back into the sea and now we ride that way. We drove the rest back into the sea and now we ride that way. We drove the moors back into the sea and now we ride that way.
What's the fire? Back. It's your dead A&R man's dream.
Yeah, I could get into that if there was more of that to be had.
Yeah, I like that song quite a bit. The lead singer's voice kind of, I don't know what it does, but it brings me back to like high school music, and I just kind of not in a good way.
What is it? Is there an emo
Yeah, I think the emo like
Huh.
voice, like vocal delivery, like, but yeah, no, I like the sound, and I think overall it was good.
Yeah, I like it too. I think it's really the instrumentation of the fiddle, which we both like with Marky Smith vocal, is really working there. It kind of, anytime you have a fiddle like that, it's kind of a dark tinge to it. It's kind of like a little off kilter. And he even says, these lyrics are fucking hilarious too. Let's get a Big Mac, tune into happening sounds, check out the chicks on the beach and chill out, chill out, chill out. And the way he says chill out is really good. And then he ends it with what we just heard, which is I'm the fire in your lungs. I'm the fire in your dead lungs. I'm the fire in the airways. And he says something about does he say airwaves? I thought he said AR man.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. The A&R man,
The A&R man, he's laughing about the A&R man. Man,
yeah,
okay.
the song is definitely like, yeah, lyrically right up Mark's alley.
Mhm. And it's a good song. That's Long Thin Killy with Heads of Dead Surfers from 1995. Yeah, that's cool. I would really like some more of that kind of style and vibe with going and chill out. You don't get Mark chilling out that much, and that's kind of weird artsy hippie jazz kind of mood to go into with Mark kind of on a megaphone, which is I don't even know the megaphone is a weird choice too, right? With that
Yeah.
kind of instrumentation.
Why do you need abrasive on top of that? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it's a different sound, but
It's totally the Mark choice, which is like this is a very organic sound and like it's almost like a minimalist track, especially after we heard like that repetition track and it's minimalist and then Mark's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do abrasive big bullhorn
mhm,
with my lyrics. Huh.
yeah,
Intriguing.
grading.
Yeah, grading. Oh man. Now let's go into a couple of collaborators that are very much in the fall world, which is the Doe's
Yeah,
production crew.
Jason Barron and Simon Spencer.
Hmm.
Um,
And Simon Spencer would go on to, work with the fall and Spencer Must Spencer Must Die came about from his influence, and then also he and Keir Stewart were going to produce Levitate before kind of hitting the road for various reasons and not fulfilling that album's original concept. So they put this track together called Plug Myself in 1996 and it's got Mark on there and let's get a little taste of that.
Hey, hey, Dick Tom. Shout. Wait. Convicts are out, and the security are in. I just can't seem to plug myself in. Myself in. More equals warm. Ringing answer. Dry hump. Click clop. Appliances are broken. Nobody around to fix them. I just can't seem to plug myself in. Myself in. Myself in. Myself in. Myself in. A line of lilac proposed colored droplets and sweet molasses. Droplets, space bag, check lad. I just can't seem to plug myself in. Myself in. Myself in. I just can't seem to plug.
Unsurprisingly, that sounds the most similar to things that we have listened to in the Fall discography
Yeah,
because of the connections.
I think we should give the link I just sent you a go, just to see what the Fall did with this song, because
Oh, okay.
this
What?
almost sounds like a chance for them to show what they could do with Mark. Like, is Mark, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah, totally.
hey, Mark, like what? You want to start something real with us? Like we could, like you deliver and we'll just make music behind you. Like this is all about you here, bud. Like,
You do get that feeling, don't you? That like they set the foundation, and now Mark, do what you do best, literally, which is to put lyrics on top of that with your own unique tempo of delivery, phrasing. There's an aspect of this song too that has this psychedelia to it, and it's mainly Mark's lyrics. And even though it's like a straight house rhythm and things, it's like a kind of a sound that I normally don't get into because Marky Smith is delivering these weird, cool psychedelic lyrics. It's very apropos to something that I would like to tune in and chill out to.
yeah, you're more willing to tolerate the odd, not even odd, just like the repetitive odd noises that are, you know what I mean, that are
Mhm.
that are the musical
Mhm.
notes.
Yeah, because I think Mark actually liked that it was like machine music and it was not repetitive, but it had a soul to it because he was found some sort of inspiration to put these lyrics down. Also, it only gives him so much more free range to go off of when it is so hyper repetitive like this, like a house beat, where it's like it's almost like a pre. I mean, it's almost like a hip hop track, and Mark is rapping on it in some form, like in his
Yeah,
own way.
exactly. He doesn't have to, and he's not fighting with musicians who are like changing it, you know what I mean, or
Yeah,
not
yeah.
delivering it the way he expected it to be delivered. It is
It's that.
100% locked in. Like he
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
what's going to happen next, no matter what. Like
Mhm.
it's set exactly.
It could literally go on forever too. Like that's the key too, right? He could go on for as long as he wants, and it's so easy to chop it up and then put it together into, in this case, a 3 minute and 55 second song, right? Like
Yeah,
they could have easily let him go for like 10 minutes and then chopped it down to this much and be like,
yeah. Oh,
done.
hey, yeah. That whole middle section didn't go anywhere. Like take that out. Oh, yeah. Like
Yeah,
this is the best. Like,
he
or
could
even
self edit. Yeah,
yeah, or yeah. I really found the song in the last like 4 minutes of
right,
it. Like
right.
that's the best part. Like the beginning didn't make sense. Like, but
No,
yeah, like once I found my muse, like I got going.
the beginning, he was just walking around the studio with the microphone, just bobbing his head, right, dancing to the track, getting in the groove, kind of yelping into the microphone. Cut some of that, get into the actual lyricism, and we got something good here. So, what are we going to listen to, Steve? We'll
So
listen to a version here.
this is a live version of The Fall playing it in Astoria in 1998.
Oh, Astoria 2 in London.
Yeah, because the Fall covered this a couple times. So I said we should probably hear what it sounds like.
Yeah. What do you think he's talking about when he's referring to plugging himself in?
I yeah, like into the mainframe, into the amp, like
Yeah. I mean, he's always got that imagery he likes to go towards of like the computer system, right? And its influence on the human body. And I get that. I also like think about the plug as the drug dealer too, right? And
yeah.
he's plugging himself in to the plug, getting the hit. And then once he gets a hit, it's like that energy is coursing through the vein. Yeah, let's listen to a little bit of this. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, give it a couple minutes. Go. Oh, you're already. There we go. Yeah, I mean, so this is 1998. There's not really Julia Nagel's doing the programming,
Yep.
keyboards. I mean, so like I guess she's the one making these sounds.
It's definitely different. It's definitely more fall-like. I mean, it's honestly more fall-like because it's a bootleg recording and it's like real shitty sounding, and it's like, this is definitely more up my alley just to listen to it in this format. Here's some crowd noise.
Some grunt, and the guitars.
Oh, guitar! I know the guitar. Yeah, I think that's what they could have got some more of that in the Doze.
Yeah, so Doze was on. There's a remix of the Doze Powder Keg is 10 Houses of Eve on Levitate. So they're all around at this time.
I wonder what that DOSE, DOSE stands for. If any fall heads are listening and know if that is even an acronym for something, let us know, because I am curious. Couldn't find anything. It might just be that little, put some punctuation in there. Ooh. What are they, strangling a dolphin?
I kind of like the horrible screaming versus the ambulance noises that was on the original.
I like this. I like when someone in the crowd yells out, "Brilliant!" A true fall head. Unbelievable performance.
Okay, come back. We always forgive on now. Not better St. Cast. Not better St. Cast. Not better St. Cast. Not better St. Cast. Not better St. Cast.
Mark'll sink us, more like Mark'll save us, if you ask me. All right, Steve. Let's journey onward.
Yeah, keep going. We got more.
We can't
go on too many side journeys on our side journey. We'll get very distracted.
It's so easy to go on side journeys down into the fall into a fall hole. But let's go a couple years later and let's listen to something that we have. If you've been on Patreon, we've delved into this a little bit. So let's get into a Spencer and Stewart collaboration released as Inch. And this is a version of 4.5 inch that has some Marky Smith dialogue embedded in there. And let's see what we catch in this track.
It's got to go down, the music's got to go fucking down with that.
Yeah.
What you best getting him to do, Keir, is getting him to fucking sit at a table and fucking play the fucking drum beat.
Yeah.
Just like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then Steve and Simon come in like.
The Mark E. Smith production notes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always amazed at how my ear and brain have become accustomed to the drunken Manchurian accent. Because I remember when we first started, it was just like, what is he saying?
We could go to a Manchester pub right now and just be having the time of our lives.
Yeah, no one would. They would be. It'd be like
playing on that.
Yeah, it'd be like when you were at like a Asian spa and they're probably talking shit about your nasty feet in different language. Like these guys would be talking shit about us and be like, "Oh yeah, we know what you're saying. You can't fool us." Like,
No, we're best friends now.
I know your accent. What was that Seinfeld where what's his name, Stiller? Jerry Stiller knows Mandarin or whatever.
I know exactly what you're fucking referring to. This production is way cooler, though. I mean, it's blown out drum. It's kind of like what Mark is referring to at the beginning of this track in that recording, which is like, you might as well just be sampling his voice going.
Yeah, it sounds like they tried to copy exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the best kind of collaborator you can have for Marky Smith, which is like the sounds that are coming out of my mouth. Try to replicate those in whatever form you think that whatever you think that means musically, as in your musician brain. Try to do that, and then start doing it. Like, just like, oh man. Like even Tim Presley, I think, was saying in an interview, he was just like, no, do it like this. He would just be like, no, do it like this, do it like this. And he would just be like gesturing with his hands. And he'd be like, so I would just do it like that. He's like, it's his band. It's his band. It's not my band. So I just do whatever he says. And I was like, that's probably why he's still in the good graces of the Marky Smith aura.
never wanted any part of it. He was happy to be there.
That's probably the key too, because it's like the minute you think that you have a handle on what direction you think the fall sound should go in is the minute that it's, you've lost your way, right? You've lost your way. You've gone outside of the box, which is a very large box.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the later stages of that, all right? Like, once Steve Hanley left, like, none of those people should have felt any right to do anything ultimately, right? Like,
yeah. And they all did a great job of, like, not trying to. I think it just shows the further along that the fall went, the further it was just like more a Marquis Smith, like yes or no, that's totally nailing it, or that's not nailing it, do something different.
Yeah, which I think is why in the last handful of years he really fell in with his new band, right? Where it was, because at that point he was kind of the legend that he's become, posthumously, where like he was Marky Smith, right? Like I feel like for a couple of years there, they were putting out the bootlegs, the country on the click sounds, where they're like, I think it sounds better this way, and you're like, that was none of your fucking business. Like,
trying to like remix it the way that he didn't want it, or mix it, and then he was like, no, I'm going to remix it, right? Yeah. And also that last decade of the band or so, where the band is like pretty much more or less locked in, I feel like at that point in his career, Mark was more of like letting go of the reins as far as the sound of the band, because he trusted them and he was able to just kind of really let his lyrics and his delivery be the main thing he focused on. He didn't have to produce as much. I think that's what it was. That's what I hear. I think that the band was kind of doing what they thought was best, and he trusted them, and they just went forward with that because I think it worked out for everyone. And it worked so quickly too, right?
And I think like he was able to step away, or was maybe even forced to step away from like managing the band and like making sure that everything was the way,
right,
like everyone's getting paid, all this is happening. Like he could just kind of enjoy, like, unfortunately, like it was the end of his career, right? Like, I mean, too soon, but I'm sure he kind of knew it, right? Like
it's like, kind of okay. It's not like he was ever going to retire, but it's like a pre-retirement feel where you're the best at it. So why not just let not even rest on your laurels, but kind of rest on your pure skill set you've developed over decades and decades, and just let that be what it is. You know what people like,
Yeah,
and you know what you like.
yeah, give the people what they want. And like at this point, I think he finally maybe felt or knew like he got the success he wanted. He never wanted that commercial success as much as he probably kind of wanted it. But
Yeah.
the fact that he was a cult hero within the indie community, and he was, feeding so much into these bands, and people are copying him and doing things like, that had to have felt good for him and been something that like, okay, not like I made it, but I've done it. I've done what I sought out to do, the last 35 years. Like I never wanted the record labels to like me, but the people that matter, the true artists, like that's who I was always kind of seeking.
Yes, that's true. And that's why the population of Fall fans is really a population of artists in general that we found is really kind of the people that are continually trying to innovate themselves, and they appreciate the innovative nature of Marky Smith and the Fall in whatever format. So let's get into 1997 here, and let's get into a track that we got sent. I had no idea about this song, this collaboration, until this track came across the board, and I was very, very surprised because I don't think there's a song like this that definitely that the Fall has done, without a doubt. But I don't think there's a song like this musically that Marky Smith has been on or will be on. And it's a track by Edwyn Collins, and Edwyn Collins was actually asked by, I believe, Mark to produce Levitate, and he declined to produce it, but he allowed them to use his studio, in Hampstead, and his guitarist Andy Hackett played on the album as well. So it's kind of an interesting kind of overlap. But did you think that you needed a Marky Smith disco track? Because if not,
I always do. Yeah.
yeah, too bad, because you're about to get one here. This is called 70s Night.
Stepping on style, so is that. Shut on, so is that. The 70s shop was being filled. 1,000 thrills, 1,000 things to do. A major kickback is not stepping out in style. Stepping out in style.
'70s Night has come around, and Mark is on that dance floor, strutting.
Yeah, so like I'm curious if he did produce and then just didn't want to be involved, like because there's no producer on Levitate besides Mark.
Right. Because
So
he
you,
went through a lot of, it seems like he went through a lot of asking around, and then it kind of just fell to, let's just do this.
yeah, or yeah, well, we got to do this. It's already been 2 years, so it's time to go.
Right. Right. And he's got the new band. He's got the new group. I mean, he's got basically some new people in the lineup for Levitate.
We missed our chance to ask Tommy about who actually it was their producer on it.
It doesn't seem like no, it didn't seem like anyone was producing that one. That's why it sounds so good, like so interesting. I think that's the key. Like
Yeah,
you don't have a if you're the Fall, you don't have a producer. Otherwise, it becomes either a classic album or it becomes something that is too focused.
yeah, they got their other ideas, right? Like
Yeah.
instead of Mark's inspiration.
Mm. I do think there's something to the producer in the Fall world where it does help them get things done and get things done a little bit quicker, having it more or less an outside presence to direct the literal production of the album, right?
Sure.
The getting the tracks down, making sure things are mixed, making things because Levitate is mixed so weird. It has so many weird electronic, but then not electronic things in there, and then like ambient. It's got so many parts in there that I
Yeah,
think would be more focused if they had
yeah,
someone else.
it doesn't have to be a project, but it should at least sound somewhat in
Cohesive.
some cohesive linear fashion of here's this sound and then here's this sound and oh what totally different sound.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that that track is really an interesting one-off. It's just something that's like a nice little weird gem that you would have that was be like, I I I would really be interested be to know like peop people that are doing like DJ nights in places that have DJs that throw that one on there and the crowd is gonna be reacting to that very well, or even
It
like a weird listening room, coffee shop, something
it
like that.
it would fit well at like the end of any of the albums, like
Oh, an outro.
like yeah, like an outro. It gives you like that crew filth kind of sound, just like silly, like kind of like just like oh okay, like
Uh,
yeah, we're gonna do disco real quick, like just everybody's having fun,
I see what you're
like
saying, like, in a weird dynamics shift, it
yeah,
does
just
give
like oh here like
yeah.
oh what are we doing now? And then like somebody just starts playing and some disco noises, and everyone goes off on it, like
It would blow your mind as a listener if that was a end track to a fall album. As we know, that doesn't happen ever, where you're just getting something where usually ever, where you're getting something where you're like, "Wow, that was totally left field in a musical sense, not in
yeah,
a
like
experimental sense." Yeah.
no, yeah, I just yeah, that's like that feeling of wow, that was fucking weird. Like, like where did
And
that
that
come
is
from?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that is. It's fucking totally bizarre. Totally bizarre.
where did
That
that? Why did they do that?
yeah, why did they do that? But actually, I kinda wanna put the album back on
Sure, yeah,
after listening to that.
let's spin that again real quick. What?
Mhm. So let's let's get into 1999 and the last track of this little side A excursion before we get into the 2000s side journeys. The Clint Boone Experience, which is bands that Boone formed after the Spiral Carpet's demise. They have a track that is called Now I Want to Be Your Dog. And of course, we know the Fall had this in the repertoire for a while, using it for like 1984's Elves, and then coming back to it, using it in the live settings. This is kind of fun because this is a live version recording, of the track, and obviously Mark is a Stooges head, and let's just get into this one. Let's give a little taste of Now I Want to Be Your Dog. Steve, I would have really loved to hear the dudes lineup do this one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been fucking awesome? Rob ripping the bass on a fucking Stooges cover, Tim on there, Rafeo on the fucking drums just pounding away. Oh man. I like that that exists because Mark is so in the moment of yelling. You don't really get the Mark yelling like that, like a punk rock yell in a lot of tracks, and that's a live performance, so it's like an extra little endorphin rush for him too to hear the riffage and then be like, "I got this one." But also him kind of like taking liberties with the lyric delivery is also really beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like when he sings on his covers, like he is able to personify the person and like deliver it in their way
Yes.
in a fantastic way. Like it's his own way, but like he can take on almost their personality to a degree, and like yeah, and he's into it. Like
Yes. So to wrap up the 1990s, we're gonna just go out on side A with an Elastica track called KB, and we've covered this on a side excursion on Patreon, which is the full Elastica EP, which is super fun to dive into, and all the backstories and all the weird goings on that we're able to get Marky Smith in the studio. But we'll just give you this little write up kind of summary of Justine Frischman's description of the experience of working with Marky Smith. And we'll see you on side B for those Patreon heads that want to go even deeper into these side Marky Smith excursions. But she says, we were in the studio and Mark was at the pub around the corner. Dave bumped into him and invited him to come down. He was up for doing some stuff, so we did. I was initially too scared to come out of the control room, but when I did, he was charming. I think he probably can be quite scary, but he chose to be the perfect gentleman when he was working with us. He was actually very inspiring to be around, really cool. We'd had a track for a while and we didn't know what to do with it. And he walked into the studio room, plugged in his mic into an amp, turned it up until it was feeding back, and started shouting ELA, doing his cheerleader bit, which was really quite bizarre. So let's go out on this track and we'll see you on the other side. Mates, we are the fall.
we are the best.
Quantas as this. From the province, and it drums and bass, from your cheating years, flowing down. Quite says this. Hey! You don't know where to go.